Hey guys, let's check the latest developments after the last double run week. As you see, we have some major changes. It was a very good week for Armani, and as you see, they achieved a big win in Monaco, and also they won at home versus Fenerbahce, and that put the team at the 10th spot, just the last spot for the play-in tournament. On the other hand, you see Partizan. They won versus Basconia, but they lost versus Real Madrid, and now they're outside of the playing tournament. So it was not the best week for Partizan, let's say, compared to Armani. And on the top standings, you see Panathinaikos. They achieved 2 wins, and that made them to go up to the second spot because Monaco, as we said, lost versus Armani. And also Barcelona had a very tough double run week, and they lost versus Fenerbahce and also Panathinaikos at home, both away games. So as you see, these are the latest results, and you see a big upset after the results. Bill, you have anything to add?
Uh, no, the round 32 would be very crucial for many teams. So if we see on the right-hand side, for example, we can see on the 28th. And before we go to that, let's say that we need to be careful. This time we have 3 turns. So we're starting from Wednesday with one game, the Maccabi Valencia. This is also an important game for both of these teams. From one side, you have Maccabi, with a win, they secure their place in the play-in tournament, so they can't miss that. So they will be all in now because they don't want to be fighting for that in the last two rounds. And as you see on the left-hand side with the standings, everything is so fluid. So they should go all for it in a game that also Valencia that they are tying at the 10th position. So technically they are in the 12th position with 14 wins. So they also they really need the win. They almost had a upset in Monaco. They lost only by 1 point. So they will play everything they can, but of course I think the favorite on this one is Maccabi. The other game that is crucial for the play-in is Baskonia with a Fez. From the one side, Baskonia with a win, they secure their position in the play-in tournament. On the other hand, FS, they are also tying for the 10th position, so this is a final for them as well. So a great game, Baskonia versus FS there. We'll see Larkin versus Howard and McIntyre, so it will be an amazing game for sure. And Moneke versus Kleiben, right?
Mhm.
Then another hot game will be in Belgrade, Partizan versus Olympiacos. You already mentioned about Partizan dropping in the stands, but still being in the loop for the play-in. They desperately need this win. So
It,
this is a
a do or die game
sort
for
of
Partizan.
exactly it's a do or die game with Partizan, but it's also a crucial game for Olympiacos um, to be at the top of the standing. So they are now at the 5th spot, and as you can see, everything is fluid. From the 2nd to the 6th position is only one win, the difference in the teams. Then if Bayern that plays against Barcelona lose, they're out of the play-in tournament. So this is their actual final. On the other hand, Barcelona, we mentioned earlier that they dropped to the 4th position from the 2nd. So for them is also a crucial game so they don't lose the home court advantage. Because with a loss, if Fener wins, they also get 20 wins, so they tie with them, and then there is Olympiacos as well there. Maccabi is just if they win one win away, so things are getting very complicated for the last 2 games for Barcelona if they lose that one. So another final. And then you can see on Thursday, the first game, the opening game is Algiris versus Armani. Zalgiris, this is a final for them as well. They can lose. They cannot lose this game. So they really need to win this. And Milan, with a win, they would actually have. They will actually become, a strong candidate to remain in the playing position. So all crazy crucial games. And finally, we have on Friday um, Virtus versus Panathinaikos. Virtus has been on a poor form recently, so with a win though, they can secure the spot in the play-in. So very important game for them as well. On the other hand, if Panathinaikos manages to win, then they probably become the favorite for the second spot, especially if Bayern loses versus Barcelona. So it's probably one of the most complicated fixtures of the year. After this, some teams will be already, as you understand, out of the picture. On the standings, we couldn't fit everything. So of course we have Cervena Zvezda that they're already out. Or they don't have any hopes. Mathematically, they can't get to the play-ins. And of course, Asvel and Alba that they're having a poor year, even though Asvel managed to grab some wins lately.
And
Uh,
to add to this point about as well, I think the game as well versus Monaco is a tricky game for both teams. Monaco, they did not have the best of the weeks. Despite getting the W versus Valencia, it was just 1 point victory. But the way the team performed, it didn't convince. It was not
I was
convincing. Yep.
yes, I was actually in the stands. I watched that game in Monaco, and I have to say that twice Sasa Bradovic had to turn on the fans and request everyone screams because the for a moment it seems like the game will slip its hands, and you could see that he was stressed.
Mhm.
And yeah, as you said, they were so close to having two losses in a row, and that would be catastrophic for them, especially when we thought they were the favorite for the second position.
Exactly, and they were the favorites based on the schedule they had. They had like the easiest schedule among all teams to be on the second spot. But on the other hand, it was very impressive the win that Armani made at Monaco. The way they played, there was like every player had a role, and they were just very focused to get the W. To say, we are outside of the playing tournament, but now we're here. Now we have to prove that we are a quality team and we want something out of this season. We're not here just to play the regular season and then say goodbye
Yeah,
and not go into the playoffs.
and we actually warned about this on the code section. So we said to not select Sasa Bradovic on that game. There is a high chance we see this big surprise, and it actually happened. So this time for coaches, I will start with what is a very strange game and gives me similar feelings. So Real is playing versus Cervena Zvezda. In theory, this is a very easy game for Real, and in theory, is an easy coach selection to get Sus Mateo. But with Real being at the first spot and uh, not having anything to lose, they're starting their, you know, testing things, resting players,
Funding the
getting
rotation.
some youngsters. Yeah, rotation is really getting deeper. And on the other hand, also Cervena Zvezda don't have anything to say, so they will play more freely. So this is a dangerous game. So in theory, we would say choose Mateo, but we actually stay out of it. So for the first selection for coaches, we'll go with um what was it,
Oder
the
Katash
first
from Maccabi.
other
Oh,
card.
third one. Third one.
In my opinion, that's the second selection. But okay, I'll start for that. So I was thinking the easiest. So the second
Yeah,
selection is Maccabi Gatas
yeah.
versus Valencia. And what's the first one then?
The first one is
I'll
on
leave it to
tier
you.
three. On tier three, Sarunas Jaskevicius from Fenerbahce. They play at home versus Alba. Fenerbahce at home, they have only one defeat versus Real Madrid. And this year, Alba, it's just, even though they played really well versus FS, it was very close game. Uh, Alba played really well, but then you have to count the quality of the team. So again, Fenerbahce, they have the quality, they have the players. Even if it goes to be a tough game, they have the players to win that game.
And they have the
So
home court.
exactly, and they will have also the fans to back the team. So Saras Yaskevich is our first choice for suggestion for coach. And I
Yeah.
see that you jumped already to our teams, to our
To
main.
our team. So yes, exactly. So we are not gonna go through the double round week. We had actually a good double round week. We scored like almost 200 on the one and under six on the second part of it. But we have unlimited trades this time around. So we decided we used some of them. We keeping Fall. We think he's gonna have a good game, and actually Olympiacos probably is gonna need to, give him a lot the ball, and that's the ball there in the paint. So Fall should be a focal point for Olympiacos. The other center is Pradilla, and that's mainly because we need to have enough credits to get in our team Sarun Juskevicius with 8.7 credits. We keep in Moneke, we keep in Baldwin, of course, and we are bringing Panther. Um, Someone would say this is slightly risky option, but we think has a lot of upside in a game that is a final for Partizan. Uh, some of the stars need to step up, and Panther is the captain and the star of the team. So we brought in we brought in Panther, sorry, and then we brought in Mirotic. Mirotic, he's playing in Lithuania versus Algiris, and he's, if we can see the recent 3 games, he's getting quite good. Even with Partizan before 19 points, he's actually very productive, and he's able to do that even in times that he has limited minutes, less than 30. In any case, if we think about the structure of Zalgiris, we think that they can guard the guards better, and potentially Ulanovas can try to play against Seals. But then with Smith's been still uncertain for the game, perhaps it would be difficult to stop Mirotic. Then we have, again, thinking about the different terms. We have Baldwin for turn 1 as a captain. If that doesn't work, then we go to turn 2. And as I said, we have Mirotic or Fall, or
Moneke.
even Moneke. Yeah, exactly. For captain. And then for turn 3, we brought in Wilbekin for that reason. If we're extremely unlucky and none of this really pays out, then we have Wilbekin as our final choice versus Berlin. I think I've read in the Euroleague website that Wilbekin is averaging 5 3-pointers the last 3 games. So he's been on a good form. So we think he's gonna go for something big again. And finally, we have Marinkovic. Marinkovic is scoring double digits the last 10 games, you can see from round 22. he's scoring more than 10 points consistently all this time. And with FS, we think he's going to continue doing that. So with 8.1 seems like a good bet. And finally, we're closing the team with Biberovic. He stayed in our team because since we have him, he keeps being productive and he was very cheap. So it gives us points and gives us more value to the team. So that's all great. And finally, with just 4.4 credits, we bring Abbas that he is having a lot of playing time recently. So in the double round week, he had 25 minutes playing time and he scored 12 fantasy points in Zalgiris and 8 in versus Cervenas Vesta. So
Pretty
that's
decent.
our best.
Yep,
Mhm.
it was pretty decent. The numbers from a bus. So you said that based on the value.
Mhm.
But anything to add for the first team, or should we move to the development team?
Yeah, let's go to the second team, the deep value team.
And as you see, again, we made 7 changes here, including the coach. Some players were promoted from this team to the first team, so we had to change them. But first of all, we changed the coach. We brought in Oded Katash from Maccabi because we wanted to save some credits and spend more for the players. Um, in this case, the first change we made, we had Thompson from FS, but we brought in Evans as we believe Evans will have a good game versus Armani at home. In Zalgiris Arena, Evans is an amazing player. Overall, he is having a great season after his injury last year. Um, Top quality guard in Euroleague. Then we have Pradilla, but Pradilla moved to the first team. So we brought in Motley. Motley is playing versus Alba Berlin. And lately, he's in a good form. He's giving the fantasy points, but also contributing to Fenerbahce. So he has all the potential to have a big game versus Alba Berlin as well. Then Mirotic promoted to the first team, and we brought in Victor Claver. We have to bring someone cheap with 4 credits, as well as Robertson. So these are the fillers of this team. Let's say we kept Shane Larkin. We brought in Strazel instead of Slukas. Strazel is a very quality guard for Monaco when he gets the playing time. So as you see, he's not the type of player who will take a lot of shots, but he is very consistent in scoring and also giving the assists. So he contributes to Monaco, and also because he's playing very focused, he gives the fantasy points back. We kept Lighty also, and we brought in Mitoglu instead of NDA from Asphalt. So Mitoglu had a big game versus Barcelona in the last round, double double as you see, 19 points and 10 rebounds. And also in the first game versus Virtus, he had I think 33 fantasy points. Yes, like 24 points and 10 rebounds, another double double. But it was amazing this game. Now he will be against Shengelia again, and Toko is in a good form lately. But we believe he will get the rebounds and the scoring as well. And last but not least, we kept Schneider again. Schneider is a filler in this team. As you see, turn one, we have Victor Claver as a captain. But then, turn two, we have so many options, Evans or Larkin. And then tier three, if, again, as Bill said, nothing works out, then we have Motley or Mitolu as options. And also the sword.
Not Lesor?
And
Oh,
also
okay.
the sword. But this this is our development team. As you see, we made some changes that we had to. But let us know in the comment section, what do you think of the changes? Also, what do you think about the 3 tiers? I think it's the first time that we have 3 turns, not tiers, 3 turns. Sorry, it's the first time, right? If I'm not
I,
mistaken,
I
that we
think
have
we
this.
I
Or
think we
last
had before. I
last
think
year.
we had before as well. I don't remember if it was this year or last year, but I remember we had before
Yeah, yeah, I
three
cannot
terms
recall,
at
to be
some
honest.
point.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Anything to add
So
to this team?
anything to add? I think no, I have nothing to add to this team. I think what I'm expecting is to see the standings after the end of the of this week. Really, it will be a crazy, crazy week. So much to play for this week.
I
Be
mean,
exciting.
the last double run week had a lot of upsets, so you never know how it's gonna end. And we only have 3 more rounds, right? We have 3 more rounds, and then
This plus
playoffs,
two. Yeah.
playing, yeah, playing and playoff start. Yeah.
Mhm. So okay, everyone, enjoy then this round, and until next time, have a great one.
Yes, guys, enjoy the games again, and see you soon.